Good morning. I'm Shannon, Acting Vice-Chancellor of the University of Canberra, talking with Michelle Grattan. Good morning, Michelle.
Hi, Francis.
Well, 1 week left of this campaign, and the ALP had their official launch last Sunday. How would you rate Bill Shorten's speech and performance at that launch?
I thought the speech overall went pretty well for him, but it had a sort of multiplier effect in political terms in that he ramped up this Medicare scare campaign, and that of course has reverberated through this whole week. So he actually got a lot of forward movement, I think, out of that emphasis on the dangers to Medicare. Now, we can say that logically he's totally exaggerating the case. Medicare is not going to be privatised, but in scare campaigns and towards the end of elections, all these things get blurred, and what Labor strategists say is that many voters take out of this the message that Medicare really is in danger, that other things have been privatised, so maybe something will happen to Medicare. It may not be logical, but it's had quite an effect. And we saw this in Malcolm Turnbull's very quick dropping of the plan to outsource the payment system. He knew it was biting.
Well, we did hear Malcolm Turnbull during the week too on Q&A on Monday, and he was criticised for his support of a plebiscite on same-sex marriage. If he is re-elected, how difficult will it be for him to lead a yes campaign?
I think at the plebiscite, which of course he inherited from Tony Abbott and had to stick with because the party wanted it and he didn't feel in a position to change that, it will be quite difficult for a re-elected Turnbull government. We presume, of course, that it'll have fewer seats than now, assuming it is re-elected, and therefore Malcolm Turnbull won't be in a particularly strong position, quite likely. The Liberal Party is divided about this, or at least about the question of same-sex marriage. They favour the plebiscite, but quite a few members will be wanting to advocate a no case. Malcolm Turnbull will be leading a yes case. The Nationals, of course, are more against than for same-sex marriage. So it'll be a divisive sort of period, and that issue will overshadow other things that a re-elected government might well be wanting to concentrate on.
You mentioned scare campaigns a moment ago around Medicare. Both parties are waging scare campaigns against each other at the moment. Are they managing to hurt the other side?
I think the Medicare scare campaign by Labor has certainly been damaging for the coalition. The coalition is raising the whole issue of boats again because there was a boat that was on the water and got turned back from Vietnam. But I think that is a dangerous, difficult issue for Labor. But this week, I think really, if you're talking about measuring scares, the Medicare one was bigger than the boat one.
The Liberals will launch their campaign this Sunday in Western Sydney again. Will it be an important moment for Malcolm Turnbull?
It is important because Malcolm Turnbull really needs to drag the debate back onto the economy, back onto jobs and growth, as if we've not heard enough of that. But that is his ground, that is his strength, that is where the launch will have to go. And he does need to put in a strong performance. His performance during the campaign's come under some criticism. It was interesting that Peter Credlin, Tony Abbott's former Chief of Staff, was saying the other night that he needed to step up more, that he wasn't doing enough. Now, he was sick as a dog at the time, and I'm sure he wouldn't have appreciated the critique very much, but nevertheless, even before he got sick, I think that people were saying that he wasn't campaigning as well as Bill Shorten, and he wasn't really doing a huge amount. So people in the Liberal camp will be looking for a strong performance. The other big thing that's coming up, and this is really big and it's really dangerous for Labor, is the question of Labor's costings. Now, they have to be out in the next few days. Labor is vulnerable in that area, and that's something that the government will capitalise on to a fair degree.
Well, there's one more week left till the election. How do you think the main players are going? Is there more or less uncertainty now than there was a while ago?
I think there's quite a lot of uncertainty. The Liberals say they're confident that they've got a solid win there in the bag. Labor says that it's in with a chance, but it would need a very good last week. I think it still feels that it's falling short, but nevertheless there's, especially after the Medicare week, a certain amount of optimism in Labor, and it'll be trying desperately to put on a spurt in this last week.
Thank you very much, Michelle. One more week to go, and we'll talk again before the election next Friday.
Thanks, Francis.